A lot of goodness has come from a little patch of land at 57th and Garrison in Arvada. It's where the Arvada Gardeners Club continues a 50-year tradition begun by a group of men in 1967.
The group called themselves the Arvada Men's Garden Club because it was an all-men's organization at that time.
They started a children's garden to mentor kids during the summer months. The original garden was on donated land behind the Pizza Hut on Ralston Road.
That first garden had 88 plots, and they rented them for $1 each, which included plants and seeds. So what a bargain.
By 1975, the garden had moved to its present location.
This is the old settling pond for the water filter plant.
The 1990s brought many changes. The club invited women to join, changed its name to the Arvada Gardeners, transformed the children's garden into a community garden, and welcomed all generations.
We're stronger and bigger than we've ever been. We have more new members, new participants, and we also have some younger people coming into the club, and that's a great sign because gardening is a perfect way to teach your kids where their food comes from. You have your plot, and they're about 12 by 20 on the average, and you're responsible for planting your plot. You can have it tilled if you want.
We're on just about 2.5 acres of land, and there's about an acre, a little more than an acre under cultivation.
Almost everything you can imagine that grows in Colorado, somebody's got it in their plot. Everybody, it seems, has tomatoes. I personally grow a pretty big range of stuff. I have peppers, a couple kinds of eggplant, beans, peas, a bunch of herbs. I grow flowers to attract the pollinators to my site.
But members cultivate more than just a harvest of food. There's also a bounty of friendship.
And I started here, I was pregnant with my oldest daughter 26 years ago, and I had just moved to Arvada. I didn't know anybody other than my husband and my in-laws. And I would drive by and came down, started meeting friends, people, and I was down here every day. And I've had these 2 plots for 20 years.
We emphasize the fact that there's a community within the community garden.
Each member volunteers 15 hours a season to help keep up the common areas.
The perimeter of this used to be the Arvada Reservoir years and years ago. The embankments are still intact. They happen to attract weeds, and we're in the process of reclaiming a lot of that, putting in a pollinator garden for bees and butterflies.
They've also added wheelchair-accessible gardens.
They made these garden boxes, these raised boxes, and for the handicap, and it's been great. We don't get a lot, but what we get is really good. When the plants start producing, it's just all at once, and it's more than we can eat. So what I like is the relationship we have with the food bank. And so we take our extra produce and we put it in the refrigerator, and then they come pick it up.
Last year we had over a ton of food that we donated to the food bank, and we've been doing this since the garden's been open and since the food bank's been there.
Club members give back to the community in other ways too.
We participate in most of the Arvada festivals, like the Scarecrow Festival and the Harvest Festival, and we have a float in the parade always. We also run gardening classes on Wednesday nights at 5:30, second Wednesday of the month, and those are open to the public.
There's something very relaxing here. Community gardening and gardening in general is just a way to get people back to nature.
I just love it, and my heart is really in this little patch of dirt.
Hopefully, we're going to be here for another 50 years.
There's so much energy here, and the people are great, and it's become a little family. I see a great future for the club.
Every August, the Arvada Gardeners have an open house, inviting the public to visit and see what all the fun is about. For 2017, the event promises to be bigger and better than ever as they celebrate 50 years of harvests. So mark your calendars and plan to join them on August 19th. For details on the open house or membership in the Arvada Gardeners, check out their website at arvadagardeners.org.